Good morning, Carolina from Seed Adventures here. Sometimes we have clients who want to combine the Galapagos and Peru, and there are so many details, so many different ways to do it, especially if you want something out of the ordinary, like a 10-day cruise. So I've put together your itinerary for your family next summer, summer of 2026. Let me show you what that would look like so you can understand how the itinerary works. I'm going to share my screen and you will be able to see this itinerary. This is your trip. We can make any changes. If you have different dates, we will find another cruise. If you want to make it longer, shorter, if you want to add a crossing into Bolivia, continue to Chile, this is your itinerary and we can make any tweaks until it is perfect. So please consider this just a sample. So on your first day, you're going to take your flight into Ecuador. We're going to start in Ecuador and then continue to Peru afterwards. Peru has higher altitude. There's a lot of mountains. It's colder. So it's nice to leave that at the end and do all of the Galapagos adventures when you're feeling really good and full of energy in the beginning of your trip to start. So we start in Quito. It's a day flight from most of the United States. We pick you up with a private driver and car and take you to downtown Quito, which is so beautiful. One of the hotels I love is Plaza Grande. It's right in the main square. It's a great location for exploring. In order to see some of the mainland of Quito, we're going to spend 3 nights here. First day is our arrival. Second day is touring Quito with your private guide and car. We're going to go to the equator line. We're going to go see all the beautiful highlights. We're going to have a nice traditional lunch, even chocolate tasting before returning to your hotel. And then on that last day in Quito, we're going to go south down the Avenue of the Volcanoes to Cotopaxi. This is an opportunity to meet local gauchos, go horseback riding, go hiking to a lagoon, go to local markets and villages. It's a great little area. We'll show you a glimpse into the Andes. Of course, we can make different changes here. We can go to Otavalo, which is the largest indigenous market. We can go and spend 3 nights in the Amazon jungle. We can go to Papayacta for hot springs. If you want to see more of the Andes, we can continue all the way down to Cuenca, which is a gorgeous gem of a city. On the way there, you have baños with hot springs and things like that. So you just let me know what it is that you're looking for, and we create the itinerary all around it. But after our 3 nights in Quito, on this itinerary, we fly to the Galapagos. The Galapagos is an archipelago of islands off the coast of Ecuador. It's a 2.5 hour flight. We take care of everything. This is a really protected area governed by the government of Ecuador. And so there are many rules. You need an ID card, you need an entry ticket, you need to go through customs. There's different checkpoints to make sure that you are not going to be affecting the islands and the wildlife. This is a very special place. Every island is different. Every colony of wildlife is different here. There's something happening every month of the year, and we will try to tackle it all. So on your particular cruise, because you have shown an interest in spending extra time in the Galapagos, we are going to do a 9-night cruise. And I chose this particular boat because the EcoGalaxy is a modern cruise for 16 guests maximum, and it has 8 cabins. One of them is a triple. So it allows if you have a family with 3 kids or 3 friends that want to share, they allow 3 people in this room. And it is very special because it's very, very rare to get a triple room in the Galapagos on a small boat. If you go with one of the larger boats, they have triples, but then you lose the sense of that 16-person barefoot, get to know everyone experience. There is no wrong way to do the Galapagos, but there are some special touches that we can incorporate. So how does the Galapagos work? We arrive on that 2.5 hour flight. We pick you up, take you to the boat, and you begin the cruise. That includes all your meals, your accommodations, your guide, everything you need is on there. 2 things that are not included in the Galapagos is alcohol and tipping for the guides, which is at your discretion. So keep that in mind. Everything else is taken care of. And so the Galapagos begins. You will take 9 nights where every day you're getting off the boat at least 2 times. You're going to be doing a water activity every day, which could be stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking, swimming, snorkeling off the boat, snorkeling off the beach. There's so many different ways. And of course, going to one of the islands or two of the islands every day where you're doing hiking, soft landing, wet landing, where you could be doing lava hiking or, red sand beaches. There's so many different things to explore. Every island has different animals on it. And it is full of adventure, but still the itinerary has downtime arranged in it so you can relax as well. So 9 nights will really allow you to go north, east, west, and get a good sense of the islands. All of your meals are included on the boat. Really wonderful chefs on these small cruises. So you get a chance to taste Ecuadorian food, fruit and vegetables from the Galapagos, of course, amazing seafood here, and some international cuisine as well. What's special about the Galapagos? The animals here have no fear. There are no predators, and therefore they don't run away when you are close. They don't swim away. They are hanging out unbothered by humans, which is really the only predator that comes to the Galapagos. So after 9 nights of activities like this on this beautiful little boat, we will take you back to the airport, fly you back to the mainland of Ecuador. And here, some clients choose to fly home and others choose to add on Peru. So we will connect our flight to Lima. It's another 2.5 hours, and then pick you up with our Peru team and take you to Lima for your 2 nights to explore this beautiful city. We chose a hotel in Miraflores. This is an area right on the ocean, beautiful views and rooftop, modern, so you can kind of do your relaxation, maybe go to the spa, maybe get some laundry done after the Galapagos, and have a tour of Lima, tasting your way through the city, seeing the highlights, really getting on track to see Peru. Every part of Peru is very different, and we're going to do a little bit of a circuit. So we start in Lima, which is very modern and known for food. So definitely enjoy that gourmet tasting tour. And then we fly on a 1-hour flight to Cuzco. This is going to be our circuit to see Machu Picchu. It is necessary to acclimate because you are going from Lima, which is sea level, to Cuzco, which is over 10,000 feet. So we're going to go down to Sacred Valley, which is a beautiful countryside on the way to Machu Picchu. So you're already making your way to the place you want to be, but it is also 2,000 feet lower, so we can acclimate. While we acclimate for 2 nights in the Sacred Valley, again, this is all private guide, private car. All the meals that are listed here are included. We're going to be touring some sites. So we can discuss what your interests are. Is it ruins? Is it hiking? Is it indigenous communities? Is it history? Is it weavings? Whatever it is that interests you. If you love shopping, markets, or photography, go some sites. Or if you want adventure, we can bike or ride ATVs. We can tweak these 2 days when we are acclimating according to you. So right now I included some beautiful sites that are stunning visually, but do not require a lot of strenuous activity, like Salineras, like going to Chinchero. Spend 2 nights at the Inca Terra, which is a gorgeous lodge in the mountains. As you see, you wake up and you know exactly where you are. The next day, we're going to introduce you to Misminay, which is an indigenous community that we sponsor here at State Adventures. You're going to get a traditional Pachamanca ceremony. You're going to go to Ollantaytambo, which is ruins here in the Sacred Valley, because now you will be ready for Machu Picchu. So on day 17, we take a 2-hour train ride to Machu Picchu, see with our private guide, a private tour of the ruins. The ruins are now split up into 6 different circuits, different routes throughout the ruins. So we're going to spend the night here in the village in order for you to see 2 of the circuits. So perhaps the first day we go really up high, so we have stunning views, and the next morning we go down low so that we can see some of the sites like the sun clock and things like that. So we spend a night in the village, which is really charming, small on the river. Casa del Sol is a great little hotel. And the next morning you go back to your second circuit. And the next morning you can choose to do some hiking. So if you want to climb Huayna Picchu, or if you climb Uchuy Picchu, which is a smaller peak, we can decide and get permits for that. June is the busiest month in Peru because it is dry season and it is home to Inti Raymi, which happens on June 24th, which is a big festival. So it is going to be busy, and you definitely need to get permits ahead of time, which we will, of course, help you with all of that. After our second day of touring, we take the train back to Cuzco, and now we're fully acclimated and we can enjoy Cuzco. We'll stay at Palacio del Inca, which is a classic traditional five-star hotel. I love putting a five-star hotel here because you've been moving around, you've been hiking, you've been waking up early in the morning. Now it's time to relax. Now it's time to kind of see the city of Cuzco at your own pace. So you arrive, you enjoy this beautiful hotel. The next morning, sleep in. We'll meet you in the afternoon, show you the highlights of Cuzco, maybe do a little cocktail tour. It's a gorgeous place for people watching, for sitting in the main square. If you have extra days, please add another day in Cuzco. We can go to Rainbow Mountain. We can do a cooking class. We can do just absolutely nothing if you want to do nothing. But this city is a place definitely to have a day at leisure. Before we continue to our last stop, which is Lake Titicaca. So there's three ways to get to the lake. We can fly, we can take a private car, or we can take the train. The train only operates 3 times a week. So depending on your days that we choose, we will make sure the train is operating. It's a 9-hour train ride, which is gorgeous. There's live music on board. There's a stop at a market. There's a beautiful lunch served. And then you arrive to the lake. You will stay at the Lake GHL Hotel, which is great because they have their own port. So when we are ready to visit the highlights of the lake, which is the floating islands, which is the people, the tribe that lives in Taquile, you're leaving right from the backyard of your hotel, which makes it so easy. And this is one of the sites you're going to be visiting. Lake Titicaca is not Inca. It is a completely different culture, different language. So it's really nice to come here after Machu Picchu because Machu Picchu is history. It's how things were. But here on Lake Titicaca, the culture is thriving. So it's like a living museum. It's a really wonderful place to wrap up the trip. And so we'll spend 2 nights here before we fly to Lima and fly home. This is 22 days of travel. Of course, there's so many different ways to do the trip. If you love the jungle, we can add the Amazon in Lima, in Peru or in Ecuador. If you want to continue to the salt flats of Bolivia, we can cross right on this day 22 into La Paz and continue to the salt flats. So it all depends what your interests are, how many days you have, budgets and things like that. So let me know your thoughts on this itinerary and I look forward to customizing it further for you. Thanks for listening and happy travels.